Today's show is brought to you by Boat Patana of Boat Avenue and Shambhala, Phuket. For more information on their properties, see the link in the description below. Good morning, Thailand. It's Wednesday. Thank you for joining us for another program. And it's good morning to Abel from Find Your Voice Asia.
Good morning, Tim, and good morning, everybody. Sawadee ka.
Thank you very much for joining us, Abel. Sad to start with a bit of bad news. We've got another record high for COVID infections today. 16,533 new infections and another 133 COVID-related deaths. Now, we are reporting the number of people in ICU and the number of people on respirators in the Thaiger.com as well. Now, in Phuket today, yesterday actually, they had 38 new cases.
That's very high.
So the number of cases in Phuket is climbing quite steadily and quite fast. Now, the issue about this is that before they opened the Sandbox, they said if they reached the threshold of 90 cases per week, they would close the Sandbox down. Now, at the moment, they're way past that threshold. That's 125 or 130 cases in the past 7 days. But the Phuket governor yesterday said, nope, we are going to keep the Sandbox open. We can manage the cases. So that's the situation in Phuket. So Phuket is still open. They are managing these cases, cases coming from not only people arriving, but also within the community. In fact, it's within the community where the vast majority of the new cases are appearing. Yesterday, somebody messaged me in the morning. They said, did you know that Central is closed? Now, Central is a big shopping centre in Phuket. It's actually Central Festival and Central Floresta, which sounds like a women's sanitary product. But anyway.
It's decorated in like a forest theme.
Forest.
Yeah.
Floresta. Anyway.
Yeah.
So they said, oh, well, it's closed. I said, surely not. So I went there yesterday afternoon, and indeed, the whole of the Central Festival is closed. Now, other Central department stores around the country have been closed voluntarily by the Central Group, but I was quite surprised that they closed
for 7 days, right?
Yeah.
Enforced closing.
Which is sort of, for a lot of people and a lot of expats on the island, there's sort of a Western fix every now and then just to go in there and sort of see all the brands and get a bit of air conditioning, do some shopping.
Yeah.
So, all of Central is completely closed down for 7 days.
Not easy for me also.
Now, you're meant to be in Chiang Mai at the moment.
Well, I was planning on it earlier this month, actually, but we decided to cancel our trip because of all the red zones happening up and Bangkok having so many cases, and we would have to drive around it or drive past it. And what are the reasons, right, to go if you get potentially locked in perhaps? Yeah. And we cannot come back. So it's better to stay here.
Well, the airlines is clearly the issue here at the moment. Now, Thai Air Asia have announced that they're going to extend the cessation of all their flights until at least August the 8th. They did announce that it was going to go until the end of July, but they're now extending that another week. The only good news is that Bangkok Airways is resuming flights between Singapore and Koh Samui. Now, Koh Samui opened up with its Samui Plus on July the 15th. Hasn't been a roaring success so far, so hopefully opening to Singapore direct flights could be another market. But the bad news is that Singapore has just gone down into a month of new restrictions to try and cope with their increased cases. So we sort of got these swings and roundabouts as we try to keep all the plates spinning.
I was talking to some of my friends who are in Singapore yesterday, and they said that they're on a mini lockdown. I mean, that's how they described it.
It's like, don't mention the L word.
They said they're on a mini lockdown. And I have to say, many of them are just really like desperate to travel and to get out of the small little island of Singapore. So maybe that will bring some people in, but we also do not know, because I also have this conflicting feeling, right? We want Phuket to be open for the tourists to come in and to help to boost the economy. But then there's the other side where cases are going up so much. I mean, so much compared to what it was before. And it's a bit scary. It is.
If you're fully vaccinated and you are just desperate to travel, yes, Thailand is, well, Phuket is open with the Sandbox and Samui as well. The big issue is, I think, what are you going to do when you get here? Because it's difficult to travel around the rest of Thailand and there's not a lot open. Having said that,
stay here.
I spoke to some people the other day who are having a great time. They've arrived from the US and are spending 14 days here. Good news also that the vaccination is continuing at pace. 138,000 people vaccinated yesterday.
That's good.
The total number of people vaccinated, would you like to do a drum roll?
I cannot make noise with this pad at the table there.
That's as good as it's going to get. Well, close enough to 12 million, 11,999,149 people fully vaccinated in Thailand at the moment. So it's slowly getting up there. That's some 15%, I suppose, of Thailand's total population. Oh,
that's it.
Get the calculator out.
Someone's
going to remind me I got that wrong.
Right.
All right, Abel, come back. You've got your big story coming up in just a moment. A very important day in Thailand. I wonder what that is. This is Good Morning Thailand, and we also welcome our new sponsors, Shambhala.
More people in Pattaya have been arrested for drinking alcohol for violating COVID measures. The Phuket Sandbox is still on, but only after some provincial restrictions set after an uptick in COVID infections. Hong Kong officials have seized 61 kilograms of heroin shipped from Bangkok. The Attorney General still plans to indict Red Bull Air boss, citing newfound evidence. And finally, the Phuket officials add new layers of restrictions as Central Mall has been closed for 7 days.
Good Morning Thailand is the program. It's Wednesday. I've got Abel with me from Find Your Voice Asia. Thank you to our new sponsors. How would you pronounce, I say it Shambhala. It's just got an H in there. Shambhala. How would you say
I
it?
just keep it safe and pronounce it within my American English knowledge. I would just say Shambhala.
Shambhala.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to make it like too exotic and then just be totally messed up with the pronunciation. So
Now, we will check with our sponsors to make sure we've got it right. Jay, how do you say it?
Shambhala.
Shambhala.
wow, that sounds so pretty.
It's a beautiful place. I was actually thinking, now we should actually go and do the program there for a week. It looks very nice.
Oh,
We can sit and have nice fresh coffees in the morning, dangling our feet in the swimming pool.
that sounds nice.
They're actually like 50 metres down the road.
Oh, really?
It's down the road.
I mean, I've seen their billboards around.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, nice to have them on board. Abel, today's a very important day.
Yes, it is. Actually, it's yesterday. Yesterday was the Thai king, 69th birthday, King Wachiratlonkon. And he is actually, let me give you a little bit of facts here. He ascended the throne as the oldest Thai monarch, only at 64.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so he's definitely not a new monarch here. And
Well, his father lived such a long and
Yes.
fruitful life, King
Yes.
Pomipona Dunyadet.
Exactly. I actually love King Pomipon Adultded. Somehow I always find myself crying when I see the videos of the king, the old king, in the movie theaters. But I wanted to share with you some of the things that the king did and also some of the opinions that the people have of the king. The king actually pardoned
Got our
200,000
scissors ready just in case here. It's all right.
200,000 prisoners.
Oh, yes.
Because of his birthday, and 35,000 of them is going to be released on parole from 143 prisons across the country. And you know, some of the actually famous people that are paroled is Sorayut. He is actually a very, very famous news presenter on Channel 3. And I don't know if you know him.
No, I'm not aware of his work, but you say he's like one of the biggest personalities in Thailand.
Yeah, he is very, very famous. Even I remember watching him every single morning when my husband watched the morning show on Channel 3. And he's pardoned through this as well.
He got on the wrong side of the government, I understand.
Yeah, he was. He was in jail. Put in jail 8 years ago for embezzling 138 million baht in advertising fee for the MCOT, which is the Mass Communication Organization.
I'd love to embezzle that sort of money, but nobody's offered it to me. I'm sorry.
But he has served half of his sentence in jail. But then there are other people, other famous people, politicians usually, who have been pardoned from because of his birthday. So thank you so much to the king. I'm sure all the prisoners. I do want to add another positive thing is that the King Vajiralongkorn, he actually donated 2.8 billion baht recently to support the relief efforts of COVID and for medical supplies to be given to hospitals and medical colleges, as well as some 345 million of those 2.8 billion to 44 prisons, because most of the COVID cases are coming from the prisons.
Right, moving on from the King's birthday, which is the public holiday today, and we're going to move on to a natural phenomenon. Now, this might scare some people to see this. Imagine you're walking down the street and this happens. So this is a wall of sand over 100 metres high, and it swallowed a city on the fringes of the Gobi Desert in northwest China 3 days ago. And part of the outreach is the China end of the Silk Road. It's Dunhuang, and it's a popular tourist destination. It doesn't look like the sort of place I'd want to go. Residents say the dust storm came very quickly and without warning. They also say that these sorts of storms are very rare at this time of the year. Have you ever seen a phenomenon like this before?
Not in real life. Really?
Yes. I was in the city of Melbourne in Australia. I'm thinking or remembering it was 1986. It was the end of a very long heat wave. And we had a dust storm exactly like that. And it looked like that. There was this wall of sand. It didn't seem to approach. I think the video that we just showed you shows it in sort of slightly fast motion.
Okay, because that was very scary looking.
But this actual wall of sand did approach the city of Melbourne from the west. And I was in the city, and it was a very, very hot day. It was like 44 degrees. It gets quite hot in Melbourne, but without the humidity.
44 degrees?
Yes.
I mean, 33 degrees in Thailand is really hot.
But that's with a lot of humidity as well.
Right.
On this day, it was one of the hottest days I remember, and it was like walking down the street with this hot northerly wind. It was like having a blow dryer in your face. Oh, gosh. And the sandstorm hit the city. So, yeah, that did happen in Melbourne.
Did you get hurt?
No, not hurt. I mean, everybody was very surprised and they ran for cover. And, yeah, the whole of the city was covered in sand.
Oh, wow. Gosh.
All right, to something a little bit lighter, Abel. Let's go to what I would describe as lost in translation.
Okay, all right.
Now, there are from time to time some signs in Thai that get translated. And it doesn't necessarily work out 100%. Now, I have to say, we're not laughing at these mistakes, although some of them end up being quite funny, because we make mistakes every day. Spelling mistakes. Go through the Thaiger.com. You'll find hundreds of spelling mistakes. We do our best. But in these cases, not everything came out exactly as expected. But I'm not sure about this first photo. This is an entry into a public toilet. Don't take your sword, don't take your gun, and leave your hand grenade outside as well. Right, we go to the second one, and this is these things happen from time to time. Spot the problem.
Yeah, I was looking at this photo earlier and I was like, what am I looking at? I was trying to look at signs and then I realized, oh, look at that sidewalk. Where is it going?
Well, it's a crossroad that doesn't sort of have much road to cross in the middle, as they've left the dividing strip there.
Right.
Whoops. To our next one.
Oh my gosh. What is that?
I want to wash my hands with that.
I wonder what it says in Thai. Anybody can read Thai in the room?
Yeah.
Jay?
What does that say?
Jason?
How does it translate?
It's
Well, Jay's thinking about that one.
hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer. I don't know how they got murder
hand
washer. All right.
Oh.
It says kill germs.
Oh, kill germs.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Kill germs.
I can get, you probably go to dictionary or go to like a translate, Google Translate or whatever translate app that you use and get murder those germs.
Now, this one is a case of you only had one job. Oh, dear. The one word that you want to get right. Just one word you need to get right. Whoops.
Tahiti, like almost like Tahiti. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Right, to our next one. And we've got the flavor-coated peanuts. Sounds tasty.
Flavor coated peanuts.
I don't know what flavor they are.
Peanuts
seaweed?
flavored coated?
Peanuts
Peanuts that are peanut flavored coated.
Salted, pineapple flavored. I don't know, but they're flavored. And this one,
Oh my gosh. Oh,
please
okay,
do not
this is-
drop butt in the toilet bowl. Just place it very carefully is the perhaps suggestion there. And finally, this is something that you can order at a restaurant.
That's funny.
Chicken nuked. Again, Jason, can you translate that one? Is it microwaved or something?
No, it says chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
Okay, so just a
Oh,
misspelling.
okay. Okay.
All right.
Because I would much prefer chicken nuggets over chicken nuked.
So yes, we've
Just a little funny.
we've got your comments coming up, by the way, and we'll get to those in just a moment. But before that, and again, this has happened twice in a row, and you'd think that the people going to these bars might get the idea that they're doing the wrong thing. So we show you this Pattaya bar, and 12
That is
people.
technically not supposed to be opened.
That's right.
Right?
12 people were arrested last night. This follows some arrests of a lot more people the night before at an underground room as part of a Pattaya bar raid. The 12 suspects were allegedly drinking alcohol, which Pattaya police remind people is a violation of the current emergency decree. It's called the Fat Boys Bar and Grill. Some of our viewers were suggesting that it might be involved with a local bike gang. I'm not sure if that's true or not. But one way or the other, they shouldn't have been there.
Or you're going to drink alcohol and then now you're going to put in the jail and then the chance of you getting COVID is much, much higher.
Well, even worse than that, if you're a foreigner, you might be deported. So
Are there foreigners in that group of 12?
I don't know. I don't have that information at hand. With that, we'll come back with your comments in just a moment. But this is Good Morning Thailand with Tim and Abel, and we'll be back right after the regional headlines.
As China's population ages, the world's factory struggles to recruit young migrant workers. The Metro Manila healthcare capacity is at moderate risk in event of a new COVID surge. Political activist group Hong Kong Alliance has been fined 8,000 Hong Kong dollars over unlicensed operation of Tiananmen Massacre Museum. China's official Panchen Lama tells Tibetan Buddhists to stay away from separatist forces.
You're watching Good Morning Thailand. Tim and Abel here from Find Your Voice Asia. Abel, time to go to the comments.
Okay.
These are comments I have here from the Tiger Talk. A lot of people joining Tiger Talk, which is sort of the new hip forum for people to discuss just about anything. I could really do with a glass of water, but there isn't one around. Right, so
Got a few drops here.
the first one is a response to a headline on a news story yesterday. More Pattaya people arrested drinking alcohol, violating COVID measures, to which we just alluded. Golden Triangle says, I just get so frustrated with these bloody morons. No worry, I'm sure the COVID deniers, the vaccine conspiracy, DNA gene altering, hallucinating, inducing tracker injection nutters will be along shortly to show us the error of our ways. They're all crazies too. Combined a lot of
Right.
conspiracy theories into the one little package there.
Right.
But Kerrod responded saying, a lot of my friends have been feeling the pinch of either not working in a long time or not being able to open their businesses and make money. By the time the bars open again, though, many, and I think he's talking about bar girls here, may find themselves too old and plump to get their old jobs back. I think it's interesting, just cuttering through the rhetoric of the comment, that the situation is, in Pattaya, they used to have some 30,000 bar girls, let's be polite. But a lot of those have obviously headed out of the city and gone back home because, there's no work for them.
Right.
So are they going to come back when Pattaya eventually opens? That's going to be an interesting situation. I think a lot of them have discovered two things, YouTube and OnlyFans. which give them the power to make the money directly from their customers.
What is OnlyFans?
Oh, Abel.
I don't know. I have to, you have to explain that to me a little bit.
OnlyFans is a website where people can film themselves doing whatever they want in the privacy of their own homes.
Oh, okay.
And then allowing people to watch those videos for the donation of a small fee. Or a large fee in some cases.
Tim, how'd you know that?
Jay told me. Robin Jay, that's it. All right.
I'll keep my mind. I'll cleanse my minds a little bit later. Yeah.
Phuket officials add new layers of restrictions. Central closed for 7 days was the headline of a story yesterday on thetiger.com. Vlad responded by saying, so now you can't even go shopping. What can you do? And you want to fly for 13 hours with a heavy price tag? For what? But hey, people are still happy coming, LOL. 13-hour flight. Where's he coming from? If it's a 13-hour flight.
Oh, no, actually, that's a bit
That's
longer.
only about 8 hours. You can't fly from there anyway at the moment. Sounds like he's coming from the Middle East or something.
Yeah, maybe, because the US is definitely further away.
Yes, far too far. Okay, well, he flew in a slow plane. Okay. Low Season Lover said, what are you trying to tell me? They closed Central for cleaning purposes? Give me a break. Tell the real story. Yeah, Central maintained in a media release that they'd closed Central for cleaning purposes for 7 days. That's a lot of cleaning. I think the code is, as he's alluding to here, that there must have been a cluster or some cases reported in it's a huge shopping centre.
I go there very frequently. Yeah, it's a bit scary.
Not for the next 7 days, you won't be.
No, and I won't be going back for a little while. Just go to the beach instead.
And on the same story, Biggles has said, you would expect this and the weekly infection rate well exceeding the magical 90 in a week would be enough to hammer the final nail into the tourism coffin. But wait, let's move the goalposts. And a lot of people accusing the Phuket governor in his comments yesterday saying they're not going to close down the Sandbox of the government moving the goalposts. Well, I think they're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't. They've obviously judged the situation is still safe to accept tourists coming into the country or travellers re-entering Thailand for whatever reason. But we appreciate those comments. You got some comments as well, Abel.
Yes, I do. I have quite a few comments. I think it's related to yesterday's show. And of course, the first one is from William Crossan. Goodness, that's quite a cancellation rate. And I believe that they're talking about perhaps a hotel, tourists coming into Phuket or Thailand. And the cancellation rate is quite high, which from yesterday's show, I was told it's 40 to 65%, what you mentioned. Hotel bookings are canceled till the end of the year in Phuket. And continue on his comment, I suspect it's going to be some months before it's worthwhile for anyone to visit. I mean, it's related to exactly what your last comment said from Biggles, right? You know.
Well, the point is, if people are able to travel here at the moment, Phuket is a large and very beautiful island, and you are going to see it in a situation you're not going to see it again. And there are businesses and people here who are hurting big time and are very grateful for the people that are coming. Now, whether you judge it to be safe or not, that's entirely up to you.
Right.
But if you are fully vaccinated, which you must be to come as part of the Sandbox, and you maintain social distancing and you wear a face mask, which you're required to do, then it's a perfectly safe holiday on a tropical island, which is very loosely populated at the moment, and you'll have a great time. But that's a decision that only you can make. We're not saying you should come here or saying that you shouldn't. The situation is that you can still come and enjoy the Phuket Sandbox.
And at the end of the day, your health is your decision. I mean, how you decide to take care of it. And when we were in Patong a few days ago, people were spreading out over the beach, and it really did not compare to what it used to be at all. They were just scattering of people. And I believe that Patong Beach is most likely the busiest beach on the island.
Yeah.
And we were there a few days ago just for a sunset stroll. And we definitely stayed at least 8 meters away from the next person next to us. And there was a good comparison to what it was before. And I can tell that many of the people who were selling T-shirts,
vendors.
the vendors, they were working again. And I felt happy that they were working again. They actually put the risk to approach you, even though you have been vaccinated. They say, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to buy this? So, I mean, it was a positive sight. And like I said, your health is your own safety, just like Tim elaborated. So you decide. But Phuket is still an extremely beautiful place. So,
Right. 2 more comments, then we might move on.
Okay. And this one, I have to say, it's quite funny from Tech Publica regarding a comment yesterday about pizza. Dude, where on earth did you get the news that pizza was invented in the US? Question mark, question mark, question mark. It was imported there. Of course, ...
Well,
Tim?
we did get
Was that from you?
a lot of comments. So I said yesterday that pizza was invented in New York and not Italy. Well, I understand what people are saying.
Elaborate, please.
The idea of a flatbread with vegetables and fruits and meats and things on top was actually invented in different parts of the world by different cultures many, many, many times over. By the Turkish, by the British with the sandwich. Essentially bread, stuff on the bread. That's obviously with another bit of bread on top. What I was describing was the modern pizza. The round
Thanks for
flat
elaborating.
bread, baked in what we call a pizza oven, cut into the 8 pieces, put in a box, and then made into a fast food. I was talking about the invention of the modern pizza. That, I'm sure, will just inflame more discussion and more comments, but that's what I was alluding to.
I was like, what? Invented in the US? Tim, come on. Okay, after he elaborated, I got it. All right, on to the last comment for today, as the time of the show is ending soon. I just wanted to say congratulations to the gold medalist, the first gold medalist from Thailand in Taekwondo. And this was a comment from Stuart Ritchie. The gold medalist, great for her. No disrespect, but she fought like a thunderbird, LOL. The monkeys are hungry. There's no food for them. Normally, lots of food from tourists given to them and left around and in bins. Yeah, tell me about that. I mean, of course, we cannot understand the monkey's mind, but food? Usually it would be the main reasons for fighting.
Can I go back to the start of his comment, though?
Okay.
Where he says she fought like a thunderbird. Do you know what that means?
What do that mean?
She's 49 kilograms. So the power she has doesn't really translate very well on TV. And he thought she looks like the Thunderbirds fighting. The Thunderbirds were the puppets, the marionettes in the 1960s British series. Okay. And the hands flailing around and the legs. So it was a derogatory comment directed towards the Thai gold medalist.
Oh, Stuart Ritchie. I thought it was a compliment. Felt like
No. I don't think so.
I did see. I mean, I have to say I watched it a few times. The first time I watched it, I didn't understand the rules. And I thought that they were not very strong. I mean, these were young girls, 23 and 17. But the skill that they had after I watched it a few times was, oh my gosh. I mean, they can beat the crap out of me and all of us in the room probably.
Yes. Well, I certainly wouldn't want to front up to any of them on a dark night.
Definitely not.
I'm not the sort of person to fight back. But yes, fight. Yes. Well, we might find some video of the Thunderbirds fighting. Okay, we're going to head to the weather now. We'll leave out the next lot of comments because we just don't have time. So we'll have another quick break with the weather for the next 24 hours and come back and say goodbye. Clear air pretty much around the country, but for Bangkok today, 25 is the reading for the air, and we've got a temperature of 33 today, and it's much the same over the next few days. A little bit of cloud and scattered shower around. Down the south in Phuket, we've got clear air again. Top temperatures a little bit lower, between 28 and 29, and we've got the same sort of showers and a little bit of sunshine as well. Well, it is the wet season. In the northeast of Thailand, Nakhon Ratchasima, top temperature today of 32 degrees, 31 tomorrow, 33 on Friday. And we've got clean air there as well. Cloudy skies up in the northeast. Up in the north for Chiang Mai, 31 is the reading for the air today. Temperature of 31 and 30 and 32 the next couple of days, much the same, and a little bit of scattered shower and sunshine. In Cha Am in the central Gulf Coast, very clean air today, probably the best reading around the country today. 33 is the top temperature for the next few days, the highest around the country, but cloudy. And in Banglamung, just southeast of Bangkok, we've got top temperatures of 31 and 30 for the next few days, scattered showers, sunshine and plenty of cloud, and also a very good air reading of 16. So that's the weather from around Thailand, and that's our Good Morning Thailand for Wednesday. Thanks, Abel.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you very much to all the viewers and for the followers. Appreciate you guys following. And enjoy the rest of the King's birthday. It's a public holiday in Thailand, but we're here, including an edition of Thailand News Today. So from all of us here, including Jay and Jason pressing the buttons and the rest of the Thaiger team, thank you for watching.